we start by going down, okay, and back up over the end of the stump. Okay. The reason that we do that, it helps cushion the end of the stump. Okay. The other version you have, you just start at the top and start going over the edges.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we do stump wrapping? Like, why is this even a
So that the prosthesis is on?
Yeah, it helps to shape the stump basically. Basically getting the stump ready for fitting of a prosthesis. So it's going to reduce the edema, right? It's going to limit the swelling just by the fact of compression, and it's also going to kind of modify the way that it forms. I think Brett talked about the surgical techniques, but certainly with elective amputees, what they do is they leave a flap of skin, right? They take the skin, they bring it underneath, and then they suture it on the back, okay? Not a great thing to have an incision right at the bottom of your stump, okay? So you're going to be weight bearing on that. But what that does is you're left with these two what's called ears or tags, kind of sticking out like this on the edge, which makes it like, that's a point of pressure for a prosthesis, right? So when you're doing the stump wrapping, a couple things to keep in mind is as you come down, you want to make sure that these parts get sufficient pressure because you're really trying to shape them, right? You're trying to shape it. The other thing is as you move up, you're going to loosen the pressure a little bit because you want the swelling to move up, okay? That principle applies to any kind of tensoring. Like even if you're tensoring somebody who's got a sprained ankle, you want to have it tight at the bottom, loose at the top. Okay, so those principles apply for all of those things. Oh wait, can you hang on to that?
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple things. Always keep this part short, okay? If you get really long, it's hard to control the tensor, right? So keep that part short. And when you unroll, start this way first, okay? So it's coming over the top. You'll see why. You're going to come over the bottom of the stump. I think get you hang on to that part. Okay, so now that we've made the corner, it unrolls really nicely, okay? Because you don't really want to have any, folds in it or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is going to come down over this tag or this ear. Okay, I'm going to go fairly tight, and I'm going to come up about 45-degree angle. Then I'm going to go around the back, and I'm going to go over this ear. Okay, and then this is the tricky part. We may have to face that one. Okay, so we've gone over this ear, we've gone over this ear, right? There's no folds or anything like that. Then we come around the back, over this ear again, and that makes this little teardrop shape. Okay, so the end should look like that. It's got a couple layers of cushioning, and it's nice and firm over this part. The rest is what's called a herringbone. So as you go up, you start to loosen up, but you go back and forth at an angle, overlapping, so there's about 2/3 overlapped. And what you're going to get, now if we had more of this, what you're going to get is kind of this crisscross pattern all the way up. So at the front, it's going to look like this herringbone. Okay, so that's what it should look like.